everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hayley and thank you so much for allowing me to join you on your journey today. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Sabbath Mabon, and I'm just going to kind of do a little rundown about like what it is, what it symbolizes. So I'm going to be covering that in today's video, but before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post spiritual content and tarot content all the time, so if that sounds like interesting to you, I guess, go on ahead and press subscribe to join the tribe. And let's get into Mabon. So what is Mabon? Mabon is the time of the year where you reap what you sow. So it's actually one of the witches' Sabbaths, and Sabbaths are basically like witches' holidays that witches will celebrate, and they usually correspond with the season. So Mabon can fall on the September 21st to the 23rd. It just depends on where in the world you are. And the main point of Mabon is it's like telling you it's time to reap what you have sown. Your labors from the spring and the summer, it's now time to harvest that, and it's a time of reflection as well. It's time to reflect on how abundant your harvest is, what you've done with your time, how you've spent your time, and to acknowledge the blessings that you received every single day. So the autumn equinox represents when night and day are equal. They are at equal points. The light is not heavier than the darkness, and the darkness is not heavier than the light. They are completely equal. So this gives us a time to find balance in our life. What are we overspending energy on? What are we underspending energy on? So the autumn equinox really does help us find that stabilizing balance. So honestly, Mabon is just reaping what you sow, giving thanks. It's kind of like, you could compare it to, and I know some witches are going to get mad at me, but you can kind of compare it to Thanksgiving. It's not about the pilgrims and all that shit, but it's more so harvesting that, because you know, this is the last harvest before it starts to get really cold, is the 21st, the autumn equinox. So this is about harvesting that abundance right before the winter comes, where we have to go into darkness. Now we're enjoying the last moments of the sun. We're enjoying that really cool in-between weather. It's all about just fall and appreciating fall and autumn. So what colors could you use to decorate your altar or your house with on Mabon? The colors are pretty much anything associated with fall. So brown, red, orange, even green, because some of the leaves are still green, and gold and like silver also are really great colors to represent fall. So if you wanted to use ribbons or candles around your house, just think fall and it'll work. So the symbolism behind Mabon, it's talking about the transition phase when the mother becomes the crone. So she's going from this nurturing, warm, abundant, think of like the Empress card in the tarot deck, this warm, abundant mother figure, into the crone, which is older and wiser and, you know, on the winter season, symbolizing death. This also represents when God is going through his death, his rebirth, into the spring to become anew. So other symbolisms of Mabon is the second harvest, like the mysteries of life, equality, and balance. So what are the symbols, not the symbolism, but the symbols of Mabon? So you can think of, once again, anything fall: pumpkins, wine, gourds, pine cones, acorns, grains, corn, apples, pomegranates. What else could you do? You could do dried seeds and nuts and like horns of plenty, or like cornucopias, for example. That would be great to have around your house or on your altar space. What are the herbs that are associated with Mabon? You have acorns, you have ferns, grains, honeysuckle, marigolds, milkweed, myrrh, passion flower, like you can sprinkle it on a charcoal palette and like you have it burn in your house. Orange is another good one. Sage, rose. So next we're gonna move on to the food. Yes, the food is the best part. So you can really think of any kind of like autumn harvest meal, like a Thanksgiving meal. Do a vegetable medley with autumn vegetables, or you could do breads, nuts, apples, pomegranates, like everything like that. Just think of fall and Thanksgiving and autumn time, and that's what you can eat with this. But traditionally it's more like grains, bread, apples, traditional things that you would harvest from
a fall.
So what are some activities that you could do on Mabon? You could do wine making if that sounds fun to you. You can make some wine. You can go out and forage in a forest, like just go on a hike and take in that new autumn air. You could harvest vegetables. You could dry out your herbs. Another fantastic thing you could do is offer libations, just offerings to your deities. If you work with deities on your altar, you can leave little fresh gourds, wine, whatever kind of offering you can think of, you can leave it on your altar for them. You can also, if you have passed on loved ones, you can go to their burial site if they have one, and you can just leave little offerings as well, acorns, dried leaves that represent the changing of seasons, and thanking them, because after Mabon, it is Samhain, which is when the veil is pretty much dissipated between the physical and the 5D world. So this is like saying thank you for everything, and pretty much can't wait to see you. So in general, if you wanted to decorate your altar, you could literally do anything fall. You could walk into the Dollar Tree and just honestly, you could do any type of fall decoration. So typically, I decorate my altar for Mabon on Mabon, just because for me that symbolizes that first day of fall, because it is technically the first day of fall. It's the autumn equinox. But you can do anything fall related. Pumpkins, I use plastic just because I don't want to just buy a vegetable that I'm not going to eat and let it rot on my altar. I'd rather just get the plastic kind and let it symbolize. But you can do whatever you'd like. And basically I just put little plastic pumpkins and gourds and what else? I do little fallen leaves and little Halloween stuff too. I just do whatever symbolizes fall for me, and I put it on my altar with the colors. You really should be creative and do whatever you want with your altar. Whatever reminds you of autumn and fall, you should associate it with your altar. So if you like chai tea, maybe leave a little offering of chai tea to your deities, and because you love it so much and you're sharing something you love, for example. Or if you want to put orange and yellow and red stones on your crystals on your altar and take the other ones off, that works too. Whatever I can't point at it, red or aromatherapy diffuser works too. Just whatever you symbolize fall with is what you should decorate your altar with. And lastly, I want to talk about some spell work that you could do on Mabon. So some excellent spell work would be releasing the old and inviting in the new, because you're harvesting in all this new abundance, so you got to release the lackful energy. Another one would be self-transitional periods. So going into those shadow places of your mind and healing those aspects of yourself, because night and day are equal, light and dark are equal. You can see through the darkness. So that's a great time to be real with yourself and do spell work on self-care and realizations and removing the illusion of yourself. And the last spell I would highly recommend doing is a cleansing spell. Just you sage yourself, you meditate, and you imagine the energy that is bad leaving your body, taking a bath, and just anything to do with cleansing, I would highly recommend, because it is going from one season to the other. We're leaving summer and going into fall, where it's in that transitional period of nothing lasts forever, and that's okay. There's beauty in change. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little rundown of Mabon. Every time there's a witch's Sabbath, I'm going to be posting the video for that Sabbath, just so you can kind of see my perspective and how I celebrate the holiday. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post spiritual content and tarot videos all the time, so if that sounds like your jam, go on ahead and like and subscribe to join the tribe. And I'm sending you guys many Mabon blessings. Take care.